Hello, listeners. It's Noelle, the player of Vivian. Wow, I cannot believe everything that's going on in the show. Super exciting. Hope you're enjoying it as much as we are. You know the drill. Thank you to Midnight Syndicate. You can listen to their awesome music and get some of it to include into some of your own games at www.midnightsyndicate.com. And of course, thank you for ambient sound from Sword Coast Soundscapes. You can access his stuff at youtube.com/swordcoastsoundscapes. From myself and everyone at Die by the Sword podcast, thank you for continuing to listen. Bye.
So, we lost a character 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, but he's going to live in your hearts forever.
Oh, it's very sad, very sad.
I've already forgotten about him.
Yeah, what was his name again?
You can never forget Thurskell.
No.
Thurkles? Was that his name?
Thurkles.
Thurkles?
I re-listened to
His
that.
name is Steve Thurkel.
I just re-listened to that episode and it made me laugh.
Yeah, I was editing that and Thurkles made me laugh. Anyway, when dealing with a loss like this, I think it's a really healthy exercise for the group to think about every mistake that was made and decide whose fault it was.
Of course you would.
I don't think the only mistake that we made was going into the wrong room. So that was mine. I think my idea to go into that room.
I think we all wanted to go into that room.
No, I don't think that was the wrong room at all. I mean, we were basically at full
it was
cap-
absolutely the wrong room because that was the big boss.
But we were basically at full capacity. I don't think we could have been more prepared for that fight than we were.
Well, sidebar real quick. It just clicked to me the other day as I was re-listening to Thurkles. That smoke creature that attacked us was the same smoke creature that gave the Lopper his potion. Like, it's a minion of the Splatterman, and that light bulb went off for me. I don't know if y'all realized that.
No, I didn't.
I didn't either.
I didn't think about that. That's crazy.
Am I right?
Yay.
Hero
You
card?
remembered.
Hero card?
Maybe. I don't know.
For paying attention? No,
Yeah.
that's not a hero card.
It took me two times of listening through to pick it up.
There was something else I wanted to say about that one. I was editing the episode, and we were talking about how it fills you with a warm, contented feeling. I was like, I bet this is how this creature baits people into dying of smoke inhalation. It just makes them feel
that's
calm.
a really good point, yeah.
As it basically sucks all the oxygen out of their body.
Now,
Yeah.
the question I still have is, how did, the Splatterman had control of this creature before he was undead? So, IDK, my BFF Jill, throwback.
Super rude. Anyway, so, there were a number of tactical mistakes, and I'm sure our listeners will be very excited to point all of them out to us.
The only one that I am mad about is how hard this monster hit. Because he did, 20, 30 points of damage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's super high.
Yeah, it was a lot.
He had a lot of meta magic as far as maximized spells, empowered spells, which sometimes do more damage than maximized. And then his touch attack that he had was doing 6d6 damage.
It was brutal.
Yeah.
And a really high DC to save against it.
Yeah.
And you were rolling really high.
I was rolling really well.
And it was a will save, wasn't it?
It was fortitude.
Fortitude.
Oh,
save on that one.
fortitude. Oh, no, I had good fortitude. Don't have good will.
I don't regret any of the decisions I made, but something, Richard, that you pointed out to me later, because I don't think it would have changed my actions, because so much of what I was doing was just keeping everyone alive. But you told me about channel
resistance?
Yeah. And I did misunderstand that. I thought I knew what it meant, and I was totally wrong.
No, channel resistance just gives undead a +2 bonus to save against channeled positive energy. That's all it does.
Unless it's a higher resistance. Like some creatures have a +4 resistance.
Okay.
Just,
But the standard is +2.
Right.
So I just thought that it'd be impossible for them to get caught up in my channel.
No, that would be channel immunity.
Hope the Mosswater Marauder doesn't have that.
Does he?
I don't know. You'll have to find out.
Anyway, I'm not concerned about the tactical errors because that was a really hectic fight and it was very, very difficult. But what I wanted to talk about was how when the ceiling collapsed in and we took the damage and Thurskell took 15 points of damage and he said he was really hurt, one of us said it could be worse. And then Thurskell said, I'm really hurt. It could not have been worse. And then Vivian said, well, you could be dead.
Oh, so is Vivian. She jinxed me.
Also, actually, no, if we go back to episodes, sir, I'm pushing up my invisible glasses that I'm not wearing. I'm the only 2020 version at this table, I just realized.
2020 version?
Vision. I'm the only one with 20/20 vision at this table, I just realized. You decided that you were going to stick with those dice until they killed you.
Yeah, and I did. And
Yep.
I stand by that decision.
Didn't I point that out to you when I listened to that episode?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
predicted his future.
Yep.
So I have a very important question. Have you changed dice?
No, I have the same dice.
So you're going to kill Dwarfy with those dice now.
Well, maybe because they're not Dwarfy's dice. They're Thurskill's dice.
I mean, the dice magic might work that way.
Well, whoever's coming next, they have dice already.
Okay, cool.
I'm just going to tell you that.
Yeah, it took you losing a character to finally make that decision.
No, because they're not his dice. I don't know what you don't get about this.
So what do you do with these dice once a character dies? Do you have to
I
retire
don't know.
them?
This is
to
the first
dice
time I've
hell,
ever...
or
Are you
what?
not aware of the dice retiring ceremony?
I've never... No, I have never
Well, you-
experienced the dice retirement.
Well, you have to go to a volcano, and you throw them in to said volcano.
Hmm.
This sounds like a movie with Tom Hanks that was not especially successful.
Or a movie with Elijah Wood that was extremely successful.
Which one was that?
Which one was that?
Oh, yeah, that ring one.
But after they're thrown into the volcano, they get melted down into new dice.
Hmm.
Gotcha.
Also known as the plastic processing plant.
Recycling center.
So
That
I just
too.
happen to have other dice
It's like
that
that scene.
I'll use to play, since Dwarfy doesn't have dice. I'll use these dice.
It's like that scene in Toy Story 3, when they're all holding hands.
Yes. Yes.
That's what the dice ceremony's like.
I still haven't seen Toy Story 3.
You'll cry.
That's,
Or-
ki- that's,
I
kind
haven't
of,
been able to watch it twice.
that's kind of why I haven't watched it.
It leaves me too verklempt. And you'll never feel the same about toys tied to the front of trucks again.
That's true.
Which I always found a bit creepy. It was like, how do you do this Mad Max thing with toys? You know?
Hmm.
Better than truck nuts.
Oh, I do hate those.
Yeah.
Definitely no way to make that look classy.
Are
Nope.
those? I like the balls that go on the
Yes,
Yes.
truck nuts.
truck nuts. Okay, I don't agree with bumper stickers in general.
I don't really either.
It's like
I used to-
tattooing your car. It just makes it easier for the cops to identify you.
I don't mind tattoos. I don't like the stickers just because it's, I guess, a privacy thing. I don't want you to know what I like.
Exactly.
Keep them guessing.
I want you to know what I like, and I don't want you to know that this is my car. Same thing with like vanity plates.
Exactly.
I don't get the whole vanity plates thing, but I'll do stickers because they fade eventually.
Well, if I ever wanted to slash your tires, I know which car it is because of your bumper stickers.
That's true.
You can tell mine because of the dent in the side.
So if my
There is that. It's like I wouldn't put stickers on, but I would never fix my husband's death on cars. And he would always put dents in the bumpers, and I would just leave them. I said, I'm not paying $500 just so that you can dent it again. They're fairly identifying, Mark.
So we defeated all the monsters, right? We can just go home and relax.
no.
Isn't it time to do that thing we do when we have those points that we don't talk about every time? Experience points? Leveling up?
Okay. I was like, what?
No.
Gary knew what I meant.
You have not leveled up yet.
Really wanted to.
I mean,
really
you can
want
have
to-
my experience points. I'm not using them.
I would really, really
How
like
many
to have
experience
leveled up.
points do we get for killing Thurskill?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did we
well,
get anything for that?
I've leveled up because I killed
Oh, no.
Thurskill.
Oh, no.
So
Damn it, Thurskill.
So I think we mentioned this in the last episode, but Philip is going to just be playing Dwarfy full time now because we felt it was inappropriate to bring in a new character when we're so close to finishing the dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I didn't want to bring him in at 3. I wanted to wait till 4.
Fair enough. And
Metagaming.
And this means that you do you're doing Dwarfy's voice as well as his roles. Yeah.
Yep.
Have you been practicing that?
No, I have not.
I'm
Just-
really glad that you're committed to the podcast, Philip.
just gonna wing it.
I'm going to wing it.
I mean, it's kind of what I did. So
Yeah. Nope, he's going to sound different. He's going to have way better jokes.
Aww. I like Gary's Dwarfy jokes.
asshole.
Burn.
That was a little rude. You know he can still kill us.
That's true. I have a whole book full of characters. I'm ready for him.
I'm just saying, target all
Yeah,
that
only-
animosity at Dwarfy this episode.
Only kill Philip's characters, please.
But then at the same time, I'll feel bad if I kill Dwarfy because Dwarfy was my creation in the first place.
Well, obviously you'll never be able to play him if
But-
he dies in this campaign.
also Philip's playing him, so it's a different dwarfy now. So
That's true.
You can be guilt-free.
And my actual creation has a different name, so this is just this world's version of this character.
This universe, this multiverse.
So, on the topic of getting back into the dungeon, we got some pretty serious loot at the end of the Splatterman fight. We were kind of breezed over it because it was not the most important point in that exchange. But yeah, we decided what we were doing with the loot. So there was the +1 Ring of Protection, which we gave to Zenobia, who's going to continue to be the front line even more so now than she was before.
Mm-hmm.
Makes her even harder to hit.
I'm okay with that.
There was a
I like it.
There was a +1 Mithril Dagger, which, for those who are curious, it functions like a silver dagger for the purposes of bypassing damage reduction, but it does not have the damage penalty that a bladed silver weapon has. We gave it to Vivian just so she would have a magical weapon, because she's the only person who doesn't have one presently.
Mm-hmm.
But most importantly, we really breezed over this. We got a +1 Keen Longsword, and I managed to control these suckers to give it to me.
We're just really optimistic that one day Roderick's going to be helpful in battle.
Yes, so now that you have a +1 Keen Longsword, you can not hit with a very fancy weapon now.
Grant you, the fact that we killed the Splatterman is going to make this next battle a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah, I'm not gimped by that spellbook effect anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Man, that was horrible.
That was really putting a damper on my mood. Yeah.
But it was very fitting that it ended up with you as the arcane caster.
Is that how it works? Because we were arguing about that a while back. Would it have marked anyone?
It would have marked anyone, but if you don't cast arcane spells, it would have had no effect.
Yeah. So it was just whoever touched the book first?
Yes.
Like I said.
So taking this sword from the Splatterman, I extracted my revenge by not only defeating him, but taking such a valuable item from his possession.
Well, he killed your best friend, so.
Yeah, that's true.
There was a definite pause there. Like, yeah, my best friend.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he kind of liked him.
Didn't hate him.
So we didn't give any description of this longsword. So let me give you a visualization. So
he's so excited.
It's an elegantly designed longsword. It has a very thin cross section, a broad, steep bevel at the edge, single fuller, a long ricasso, an elegant, slightly curved crossguard, a grooved fish-tailed pommel, and a navy blue leather grip.
Ooh.
Now you're going to have to explain all those words we didn't
don't.
understand.
No, please, no. It's fancy sword. Him get fancy sword.
Some of our listeners just got very excited.
Like all two of them.
I gave him a bunch of stuff to Google, at least.
That's true.
Yeah, that was like, hey, we talked about making this a word podcast, so a bunch of words in there to play with. Well, that's awesome, you nerd. So excited for you.
Well, as Dwarfy, I looted Thurskill just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I took the Lopper axe just because I think we should keep it in the battle.
Well, we don't have any choice on that. There was no way to leave that with Thurskill because we can't end the haunting of Harrowstone without the axe.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't want to leave it in town.
No, because we need it at Harrowstone.
So
in
the exchange, I took the masterwork sword that Roderick had received. I believe it was in the oubliette.
Did you have a description of that one?
Shiny, fancy sword.
Shiny, fancy sword.
Not as fancy.
Not as fancy as Roderick.
Some sort of filigree, maybe a jewel in it somewhere. It's a cubic zirconium.
There's the thing across the... I actually should know all these words because I am an armor expert. So
Zenobia knows these words. Elizabeth doesn't.
Right.
Yeah, Zenobia knows the words. I don't. But it's really pretty sword. Shiny.
Really pretty sword, shiny. That's great.
And
Okay.
I'm happy to have it. My old, rather ratty longsword just gave me a +5. This new masterwork longsword gives me a +6 to attack. Same damage, same crit range, but it's slightly easier to use.
And it looks nicer.
Well,
I'm ready to defeat this guy. So
Ready? So you've had the night of remembering Thurskill in Ravengrow, spent the evening at the Outward Inn, and at the chapel getting all healed up and restored.
Roderick does spend the night with Kendra, but the whole night is eyeing the keen longsword lustfully.
it's I bet he's thinking about other girls. Meme.
That's exactly what it is. That is exactly what it is.
That is what that is. And is it sad that I can completely visualize that?
Yeah.
The thought bubble has the sword that I just described in it.
It's got a fishtail pommel.
He's sleeping with it in his hands, don't forget.
So,
Like a blankie.
so fast forward to next morning when Vivian comes down the stairs from her room at the chapel. She has emulated Thurskell's war paint
That is the correct one.
Okay.
on her face, and she's got her hair in a similar style to what Thurskell would wear, with braids. She's not trying to replace Thurskell. This is an honor thing.
Roger comes downstairs. It's like he never left us.
Vivian paying homage.
And you're almost as pretty.
I know, I don't have the beard, and I didn't want to draw it on. I just didn't think that would work. So, she's ready to battle. She's done her morning, and she's feeling a bit pissy. Let's go.
Zenobia, of course, was up early, and she's been practicing with her new sword, her new mace, which is now becoming her old mace. And she pulls out the flail just sort of for nostalgia purposes. And
For
does
old
a couple
time's
of
sake.
series with the flail.
She looks at the flail and the mace and compares them to each other
She got a lot of mileage with that flail.
to figure out which one's which.
Well, the flail actually does more. I can trip.
Oh,
You can disarm, you
and
can
I
do tricks with
disarm.
it.
yeah. The flail does have more effects for sure.
I didn't know that it had special abilities.
I just need to get it magicked up, and
We need to get Masterworked first.
Yeah.
Dwarvy could probably help you with that. He has
Mhm.
craft weapons.
look at what I have. I know I'm an armor expert, but I can't make it. But yeah, I should talk to him about that.
But not right now.
But not right now. We're also not selling any of the stuff that we've accumulated. We've agreed we're just going to...
This was get her 8 hours and roll back out of bed and go finish the job.
We're running out of letters. And
Yeah.
we have to do this before Visoriana.
Yeah, so as we're walking back to Harrowstone,
We passed by the memorial.
Yes.
2 letters?
2 letters left.
Okay.
We still got a little bit of breathing room here.
Whew.
And it's the 4th day of Forest.
Yep.
Forest.
You're so clever, Gary. That's why you're the GM.
But
So we get back to Harrowstone. And so we get back to Harrowstone right where we left off.
Yep. Fast forward. So we got all the dangerous items with us.
We didn't accidentally leave any back in Ravengrove.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Ooh, did we take them with us?
What? The keys?
No. We hid them with Visoriana, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah, we hit him.
Yeah, we did. Ooh. I totally forgot.
So
Gary was ready
we
to...
were just talking about...
Gary was ready to jack us up on that one.
The Loperax.
Isn't there an oracle curse where items randomly fall out of your inventory?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because my oracle that I made before had that curse.
Yeah.
Don't bring that oracle on this adventure.
So, no, we hid them with Visoriana under
Yes.
some clothes.
Because
So-
we knew better than to take them into
Town.
and have them do something horrible.
So, first stop, Visoriana.
She's still there being blue.
Yep.
Dabbity dabba da.
My blue.
That's a
2
blue.
different songs.
It's a blue Christmas for her.
3 different songs. Can we go for 4?
Blue suede shoes.
Yep. There you go.
She's wearing them. She dyed in her blue suede shoes. That's the dye.
She's a Venus in blue jeans.
Okay, can we move on?
No, because I got one more and I can't think of it. It's that really long standing outside a broken telephone booth. No, wait, doesn't have blue in it. Never mind. I was thinking counting blue cars.
Oh, no, that's a song.
Yeah. But I got it mixed up with a different song.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So we get the items from Visoriana.
Did you just think of another one?
Blue moon.
Yes. Oh, how could we forget that one?
We danced that at our wedding.
Yeah.
So then we go to the training room again, set up the rope again securely against a post. Roderick sets up his best friend, the alarm stone.
Wait, well, who's his best friend now? The alarm stone or the sword?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
The alarm stone is his best friend. The sword is his love.
Yeah, there you go.
Got it.
It's a platonic relationship with the alarm stone.
And we're just going to leave that there.
Yep. Draw your own conclusions, listeners.
Roderick, I would be very careful in having a romantical relationship with a bladed thing.
Just keep your short sword sheathed.
Short sword sheathed.
Especially with the edge on this thing. Have you seen it?
Oh my goodness. So
Don't show me again.
Vivian has swan dived down the elevator shaft.
What was it we said last time? Just go ahead and take your damage because there's no way we're going to get you done.
I liked her. She's being hauled up going, ow, ow. She spins around on the rope.
Mhm.
So we've had enough experience with this that we are able to
Set her up like a yo-yo.
MacGyver a harness to get her down without hurting herself.
We roll her in the rope and then throw her down.
Some manacles and some rope.
Yep,
Ooh,
that's
Vivian in
Longmire.
manacles.
Yep.
Longmire,
Oh no.
yeah.
Well, we've already seen that.
I'd like to see it some more.
You're a faithless hussy. Sleep with one woman and hustle in another. Yeah, I tell you.
And a sword.
And
And
a
the
sword.
sword.
What a mess.
And the sword wins all.
I mean, that's some pretty steep competition. Like the bevel.
Oh my gosh. I'm married to this. That's all I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna say.
Married to the mob, huh?
Married to the slub. He's way more clean than I am. I leave socks everywhere.
Yeah, whose socks are on the floor right now
Yeah.
as we speak?
I actually don't have any on the floor right now.
Not here, but they're in the bedroom.
Trailer
I saw them.
socks.
I've counted them. They're in the bedroom.
All right. So we get downstairs. We are there any preparatory spells we need to do before we roll into the westward section of the prison? Not the Nevermore, not the Obule, but the other one,
The Reaper's Hold.
Yeah, Reaper's Hold.
Mine are all minutes, so I probably shouldn't cast any.
Might be good right before, but
We don't know when that's going to
Minutes
be.
just last forever down here. Yeah,
yeah, you're right. So, are we all ready?
I think so.
I
I think so.
think I'm ready.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Thank you.
All right.
It's just not the same without Thurskill.
We have to honor his memory
We do.
and
Go forward, pound
cleanse
stuff.
this place.
All right.
Well, I've got the hammer.
The Marauders.
Normally Thurskill would be wielding this, but I'm going to go ahead.
Well, I've got a hammer too.
I know you've got a hammer.
He's got one too.
And you hammer in the morning.
And the evening.
All over this land.
I don't have a hammer, but if I had a hammer, okay, man, we're in the zone.
We're zoned in.
There we are.
So, fun fact for the listeners who may be curious, we were discussing the blacksmith's hammer that was the Marauder's weapon that we have. And for those who don't know, a regular hammer counts as a lethal weapon in Pathfinder. It's just like a light throwing hammer, except it's not balanced to throw. So it does 1d4 lethal damage and has a ×2 crit.
So and that's important because like other mundane tools might not be lethal. They might just
Right.
if you used a chair.
Yeah, a chair or something like that, that would be an improvised weapon which would not do that damage and would have a -4 penalty, whereas a hammer actually functions as a weapon.
Which makes perfect sense because in real life you could totally kill someone with a hammer.
Yes.
I'm not speaking from experience.
You sure?
We've just
Yes.
seen it in movies. My expectation is that the attack is going to be to our heads, too.
Yeah,
That
because that's where he would go.
Any pain is going to be
Mm-hmm.
headachy pain.
Yeah, that's just what you were thinking. Maybe like Matt might be one of the. Do we have any haunt siphons left?
Nope.
One.
Oh, I thought we were out.
No, we have one.
Are you carrying it or am I carrying it, Roderick?
Roderick is carrying it.
Because there very well might be like a splitting headache haunt thing, something
Yes.
that hurts your head.
Yeah, you had one remaining and you used it on the Spider-Man.
And it didn't work.
And didn't work. So there's one left.
And you had one that you had to drop.
Drop.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you should have that ready to go.
Yeah, we probably should still have that ready, and then I predict there's going to be a bit more than just the Marauder here. That's my prediction.
Seems safe.
Also, Richard, our metagaming wise, so we've faced a wraith, a haunt, a ghost, a half ghost, and yeah, I think that was all. What other level 3 to 4 undead scary things could we expect as a boss?
A specter.
A specter? What's a specter?
It's just another kind of ghost.
Does it do
That's not specific enough. Can we get Spectre specifics?
The only specter I know is Regina.
Phil.
Gary's
there's
not going to
Phil,
let
yeah.
me Google specter right now, so nope.
Well, if you don't have it on hand, then you don't get a hero card later.
Anyway. So we all make it down the rope safely without interruption.
You make it down the rope. You make it into that central dungeon chamber with the 4 hallways splitting off from each direction.
And the only one we haven't investigated was the Reaper's Hold.
Correct. Which, coming down here, you're facing the west. So you're facing directly toward it as you enter the room. You do notice that this hallway down toward the Reaper's Hold is longer than the others. You do see the same as the other two hallways you've been down. You see the closed portcullis at the end of the hall.
Oh, looking very familiar.
It's closed all the way.
It is closed all the way.
Do we see a side room?
First off, do you guys have light cast or anything like that? Because there is, once again, you're in the basement, so
Yeah.
no ambient light.
Have to have light cast for Vivian and Zenobia, so she's got it cast on... Vivian will put it on her glaive.
Okay. Glowing glaive. All right, so Vivian's glaive is lit as you look down this hallway. You do have to go down the hallway a little bit to notice that there are two rooms there's a room on either side of the hallway. So like the other hallways, they only had one room on one side.
Oh, okay.
This one, there's a room on both sides.
So can we do a perception as we're heading towards those rooms?
And by the way, I've never said this, but Zenobia's left-handed.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
Zenobia the Southpaw.
I've never heard that term.
That's a little bit of
Southpaw.
Elizabeth getting through
Yeah.
to Zenobia. Elizabeth is also left-handed.
yes.
Whoever got a 21.
What am I rolling?
Perception.
11.
12.
15 plus something. 20. So, no, not plus 20. 5.
20.
Yes.
All right. These rooms look mostly the same as like you've seen before. The doors aren't immediately open, so you'd have to open the doors to go in.
We don't hear anything, though, immediately.
You don't hear anything.
Smell anything.
No, nothing like that that's necessarily calling your attention.
Okay.
Just from the outside of the rooms.
Okay.
Vivian, do you detect any magic?
Don't know.
You go to detect magic, and you get a faint hint of magic in the room to the left.
This one, Roderick. And can I keep detecting to figure out the school?
And I want to roll either Spellcraft or Arcana to find out what the effect is.
You're getting multiple different schools in there.
Okay.
You would assume it's not like one big effect, but it's multiple little things.
Okay. Do I detect any necromantic in there? That's the one thing I'm wondering.
No.
Okay, cool. There's some items in here, Roderick. Nothing necromantic in nature, which is the one thing I was concerned of. Could still, of course, be dangerous, but
Where are
it's
the arrows coming?
different.
Are they on the door or are they inside the room?
They're inside the room.
I.e. items.
Okay, I guess investigate the magic room first.
Let's do it.
Sounds good. So we're going to move up in our little pod. I'm assuming Zenobia is going to open the door.
With that ring of protection, of course she is.
So we've got
Because
Zenobia.
1 point makes such a difference.
It actually does.
Yes, it does.
So Zenobia's opening the door, Vivian's behind her with the light, Dwarfy's next to her, nearest to the cells, and Roderick's in the back like a coward.
I'm doing what I'm told. I've been told over and over and over again.
Don't go first.
Right.
So Zenobia takes a big breath and goes, "Here we go." Sounds like Mario.
Wow. Zenobia got a really good night's sleep.
It's me, Zenobia.
She's completely changed personalities.
She's possessed. Kill her.
All
Give her a
right.
sharp sword and she goes nuts.
All right. Zenobia opens the door to this room. It looks like an office in this room. You see there's a single large table in the center of the room with 2 chairs. You also notice some battered cabinets along the northern wall. Looks like there's some arrows that have been broken in here. Some chainmail that's been scattered on the floor.
Wow.
You can definitely tell like a fight broke out in this room. You also see the cots that are here in this room are tattered and ripped.
So is this a barracks?
It's not the barracks. I mean, it looks like it's a guard room for sure, but not like true barracks. Probably someplace an office that a higher ranking officer could have slept in. The most disturbing things that you do see in this room, though, on the table are 3 shattered skulls.
Uh-oh.
You also see like fragments from those shattered skulls almost making a pattern as if it was trying to form a 4th skull. And then just behind the table, you see the corpse of a withered dwarf with red hair and a red beard, who even though he's he's withered away, that beard and the hair are strangely vibrant and bright red still.
We found him.
We found him.
Man,
Here he is.
we're quite lucky in this encounter.
Wait, he was a dwarf?
Yes, I think we did know that, Dwarfy. Dwarfy might not have known that.
I didn't know that I was fighting dwarves.
We talked about this. It was in all of the descriptions.
Yes, but he wasn't there for those parts.
I like the fact that this encounter's pausing so we can argue.
Surely, in all this time we've been together, we've talked about these things over and over and over again.
I think Dwarfy pays as much attention as Thurskill used to.
I think that's fair.
So as you do enter the room, you do notice that those 3 skulls that are on the table, well, the shattered fragments of the skulls on the table start rattling and moving.
Ooh.
And they start moving back together to form the 3 skulls that they originally came from.
Nope.
As those skulls begin to lift up off the table, and the spirit of this dwarf rises up as well, sobbing, with another spectral skull floating beside him, also crying.
Wow.
And we're rolling for initiative.
That's so sad.
What are the odds that we immediately go to the final boss right after?
I don't know, man.
First thing.
You went to the room with the magic.
15.
I mean, it is kind of a
15.
giveaway.
Yeah, that makes sense, but honestly, I wasn't thinking of that. They're just gonna drop some magic items here for us to find.
I think it's probably not the undead, but usually when they're undead, they don't detect as magic. But I guess we're detecting the magic of something else.
All right. Zenobia.
15.
15. Roderick.
9.
9. Dwarfy.
2.
2. And Vivian.
10.
10. Good lord.
I know.
Let me guess, Gary. The monsters are going first.
Yep.
Imagine my shock.
Okay. So, this very first round, I'm going to need everyone to
Nope.
make a will save as these 3 skulls all do that.
That was some really deep thunder that just happened.
All right. So these 3 skulls, as they rise up off the table, their bottom jaw drops down and they release this yet loud scream.
Oh my goodness. And what are we?
Will save.
Will
It's a
save.
will save.
I'm so
How
scared.
much power does it go out?
Lightning and thunder for this episode not provided by
That's-
Swordcoat Soundscapes, but by nature itself.
All right.
Glad I brought my umbrella.
Whew, I did too.
Mine's in the car.
Of course
Naturally.
it is.
Natural, that's a natural 1 on preparations.
Whatever. All right. Anyway, so what are those will saves?
Roderick got an 11.
Okay. Dwarfy.
25.
All right. Vivian.
22.
And Zenobia.
14.
14.
I'm really annoyed. My will save wasn't higher than Dwarfy's.
So
It wasn't. I got a 25.
Yeah, I'm annoyed.
Roderick
Uh-oh.
is the only one affected by this, and he is shaken for 2 rounds.
Uh-oh.
That could have been a lot worse.
All right. Next up in the initiative is Zenobia.
Going to pour the holy water on my mace because that's what I have in my hand right now.
Okay.
And am I close enough to swing at the red-headed?
No.
No.
apparition?
You
No,
are
no,
not.
no.
Am I close enough to?
I don't think you're close enough to anything.
She
You're
can
gonna
take a
have to
5
step
foot
into
step.
the room.
Can I step to the table and smash a skull?
Yes.
Yeah, you
And
can.
you can study it too. You're that close.
Yes.
Mhm.
All right.
So Zenobia takes a 5-foot step into the room, studies the skull.
And I smack it with my heavy mace. And I roll a 1.
Oh,
Do I have your dice, Roderick?
Roll it again.
Roll that confirmation roll.
2.
Oh no.
Oh,
That was a
no.
delayed reaction. I couldn't believe I heard it.
Yes.
Did Zenobia just fail?
That sounds like
Well,
a
what
confirmed fumble.
what should I add to that?
It
It's
doesn't
not gonna
matter.
Yeah.
With a natural 2.
So we're using the crit. So we're using the crit cards.
I poked myself in the eye.
Really? Is that what it says?
It says, "Go for the eyes. You are blinded for 1 minute."
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's a great way to start this off.
Can I take a 5-foot step back?
Nope.
A 5-foot stumble?
5-foot stumble back?
What does she say when as she gets poked in the eye?
I'm blinded by the light.
All right. Well, that's exciting.
He's blinded
Well, that's-
me with science.
So Zenobia is blinded.
That's an interesting start to this encounter.
That is definitely an interesting start. It's so odd for Zenobia not to hit,
Mm-hmm.
much less to fumble.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Happens to the best of us.
Well, after that happens, not to make matters worse, but this dwarf, who I'm assuming you all know by now is the Mosswater Marauder,
Mm-hmm.
swoops forward towards Zenobia, swinging the hammer that he is holding in his hands.
Uh-oh.
Crack die. Crack die.
You're killing me.
Trying to.
There we go. Guessing a 10 misses touch.
Yes, it does.
All right. So he swings and misses.
Good. So you said he floated over?
Yeah, he floated over.
See, you had me going. I thought it was like, all right, finally, the first corporeal prisoner. But no, then a spirit lifted from the
Yep,
body.
Spirit.
You got me.
They're all dead.
He was really
so
hoping.
are zombies and skeletons, Gary.
Richard was really hoping for some corporeal undead.
I mean, really.
All right. Vivian, you are up next.
Vivian is just like, oh my. And she scrambles in her pack and pulls out the silver dust that she had prepared earlier in the day and casts Consecrate
In the room.
in the room. So that does what Consecrate does. So basically, Gary, you have a -1 to everything. And you can't summon any other undead if you were thinking about it.
Well, damn. That's what I was hoping to do. I was kidding.
It's like, you might have been.
Who knows? With me. So, -1 to everything?
Yes. Attack rolls, damage rolls, and saves.
Okay. Noted.
Also, if I go to channel, I'll get a +3 sacred bonus to the resistance
The
DC.
save DC.
Yeah, the save DC. Which reminds me, I'm going to do a knowledge religion on both the thing and the things. The dwarf and
You're
the
really on your
skulls.
game today, aren't you?
I am just so scared.
Is there any effect of that channel on us?
No.
No. Okay, well, Hooper Scooper.
That was the skulls, right?
Yes. That was my plan all along. So there's a 14 knowledge religion on
The skulls.
the skulls.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, it was definitely the skulls. And that's a 20 knowledge religion on the dwarf.
Okay. So, you got these skulls in front of you are screaming severed skulls.
Ew.
They act just like any other of the beheaded creatures you fought before. Nothing too special about them other than they can do that screaming thing.
They're not gonna burst into flames later.
Nope.
Cool.
And then this dwarf in front of you is definitely the Mosswater Marauder and is a haunt.
Right. It's a haunt. It's a haunt. And that's my turn. I'm gonna stay standing where I am.
Gotcha.
I'm not in immediate hit range, so I'm just fine.
No immediate threat.
Yeah, so just to describe the room, in the doorway we've got the Mosswater Moana
Mothwater Moana.
in the room, and Zenobia's
By
right.
the way, looks like this.
Oh, that's horrifying. I was trying to say terrifying and horrifying at the same time.
It's horrifying.
Oh, he looks scary. He looks really mad, actually.
That's the floating skull.
Yeah.
That's so sad. His wife's been haunting him this whole time.
You would too.
Yeah, she's like, I can't believe you fucking did that.
Why that damn heat?
This reminds me of all the other times you killed me.
So Zenobia's in the doorway, and then we're like a eagle formation. So,
I've moved in. I'm actually in the room.
oh yeah, she is in the room. She is in the room, and then right outside the room, on either side of the doorway, is Dwarfy and Roderick, and then Vivian's in the back.
Yeah. They're standing in a nice diamond formation.
They know I'm blind, right?
Yeah, because you said you were blinded by the light.
Stay out of range. Dwarfy.
All right.
Roderick. I know Zenobia, or I know Vivian's going to stay behind.
So it is Roderick's turn.
So, hearing the very important words, "This is a haunt," from Vivian, Roderick uses his move action to pull out the haunt siphon and a standard action to activate it.
Finally, we're getting to see what this thing. I guess we saw
No, we
one
saw
other.
it
We
did.
saw one other
And it
one.
was perfect.
Yeah, could be worse. It does 9 points of damage as he pops it open.
Very nice.
Excellent.
You don't have to hit it with it. It just.
No, it's if you're in the room, if you're in the area, the effect of a haunt,
Mm.
then it does the damage.
All right, so it takes the damage.
And I'm
but
assuming it doesn't kill it, so nothing else happens.
Does not neutralize it.
No bombs.
It's not weakened enough.
Hey, we got
Bummer.
one. But that was our last haunt siphon, so we made good use of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, Dwarfy.
Okay, so you popped your haunt siphon. She's in the way.
Dwarfy can move through an allied square.
He's not, though. What he's going to do is he's going to cast Bless.
Awesome.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yes.
Worked well last time.
So
So we got our +1s, and they have their -1s.
Yep.
Goss.
So bless.
Blessings upon all.
Does he sneeze and then bless himself?
Oh, bless you.
Achoo. Bless you all. Okay.
Oh, Gary, one last question from my knowledge religion.
Mm-hmm.
Can any of these creatures be blinded?
No.
Okay, just asking.
They don't have eyeballs anymore.
I assume so.
Yeah.
The only creature that can be blinded is Zenobia.
And I'm already blinded.
Already blinded. All right. Back to the top of the order now. So the 3 skulls will start to converge. Basically with that, since there's a doorway there.
No, she's in the room, though.
I'm in the room.
So,
Yeah, she's in the room, but they can only attack.
yeah.
Zenobia is completely surrounded.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The first skull goes to slam. 15.
Misses.
You are flat-footed, though, because you're blinded.
Still misses.
I know, but just, it's the exact same roll, so another 15.
Misses.
And
But I hear them, right?
you do hear them.
I know where they are.
Yeah, they're all around you.
And 17.
Misses.
All 3 of those miss.
Wow.
So, what does Zenobia
Really?
do?
You're flat-footed? Is that amazing?
It's 19.
It'd be 17 without your shield, which you don't have out. So that third one hits.
So the third one hits.
All right. Third one does hit.
All right. Sorry, I was just excited. Yeah, third one hits.
You can take 1 point of damage.
I'm really glad I had pulled the honesty card on that one.
Yeah.
Meh.
I just want to play fair, Gary.
I just imagine.
I appreciate that.
I just love imagining all these little skulls just headbutting. Like, and I imagine them being tiny, probably because I'm looking at pawns.
Yeah.
So it's just
They're little dwarf skulls.
These are just little skulls.
Okay, so what does Zenobia do all the time?
throw holy water at things when she shouldn't.
Practice.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. So
My eyes open with my eyes closed, in the light, in the dark. It doesn't really frighten me.
okay.
Yeah, but that doesn't help with the rules.
it
But
is.
she's not scared.
I'm
It-
not
point.
scared.
Yeah, it is now your turn, Zenobia. I will say, since you felt where they're attacking from, you have an idea of where they are, so you can attack. You will just take a 50% miss chance.
Do I have a sensation for where the haunt is?
You don't know if it's moved at all. You kind of have an idea of where it was before.
Ooh, roll a d8 and then he'll say which one you're hitting.
I think that's really it. I have 4 possible targets.
So you can roll a
You
d4.
can- or d4, yeah, d4.
Yeah, roll a d4.
She's closing her eyes while she's rolling her die.
Somebody tell me what it is. 2.
2, so going for the
This-
second skull.
Second skull.
All right, so you're going for a skull.
And 14 plus what? Just plus 6, a 20?
All right, so now
21, because I'd studied it.
that would hit the AC. Now you need to roll your D100 to get your 50% miss chance.
So it's 30.
30 something is going to miss.
So that will be a swing and a miss.
Yeah, 35.
Miss. Because she's blind.
hmm So you
But it was
definitely
worth a try.
you feel like it would have hit if you could have seen just where it was.
So here's the question. Would Zenobia move if she's blind?
She's-
I would move if I was blind.
She is surrounded and we can't get in because she's in the way. We can't.
Is one of you going to shout which way you want me to go?
Roger Cole as an immediate action. Zenobia, take a step back and draw the hammer.
And I do so.
Can she do?
Yeah, she hasn't used her move action yet.
Cool.
So I do exactly what Roderick's directing me to.
She takes
I
a 5-foot step
Take
back.
a 5-foot step back. I drop my mace. I grab the hammer. Because the water's worn out on it now anyway. It's been 2 rounds.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Very good. Next up is the Marauder's turn, who will float over toward Roderick. And this time he's going to swing at Roderick.
Jerk.
21 against touch.
Yes. Could you have taken an educated guess on that one?
Yeah. Roderick takes 3 points of damage as everyone notices a spectral fragment of Roderick's skull lifting up out of his head and moving toward this other spectral skull floating beside the Marauder.
Told you it was going to give
And
us
it's-
headaches.
As if this piece is trying to fit into that knife-shaped hole, but doesn't quite fit.
That is so terrifying.
This is not good. We need to end this soon.
I'm glad I can't see it.
And with the pain of that fragment coming out of your head, you are staggered for 1 round.
Oh, great. So no far round action. So exactly what Roderick's like to do.
All right. You will need to roll a save at the beginning of your next round or your next turn in order to shake off the staggered effect. Next up is Vivian. And Zenobia, it's been 1 round, so you're no longer blinded.
I can see.
Okay,
It's a miracle.
I want to cast Positive Pulse, and she's gonna do it on. So it's a 5-foot radius burst. So she's gonna do it on the Marauder, one of the skulls, Zenobia, and Roderick. Give
Okay.
me a will save.
Well, the haunts don't have saves, but the skull does.
Okay.
And you said it was just one of the skulls?
Yes. Skull number 3, I think.
It was a 13.
That'll fail.
I think it might be just there.
No, it's not. I promise you.
Okay.
I want to know for sure.
It's 13. This is a first level spell, and the DC is 14.
All right.
So cool. So both the haunt and that fail. So now it's going to take 1d6 plus 1
Okay.
to both of those, and then it's going to give some boosts after that. Minimum damage. So,
A whole 2.
2 points of damage to each. You said that was skull number 3.
It's skull number 1.
Skull number 1.
so that sucks. Minimum damage, but Roderick and Zenobia now get a +2 bonus on saving throws against death effects, energy drain, negative energy, and effects directly caused by haunts.
Alrighty.
Convenient enough.
This bonus lasts for 1 round. So if it tries to do that to you again, you're good.
Well, this should work for the will save I'm about to make.
Oh, great. Cool.
Yes.
I knew I was doing something smart.
Alrighty. Next up is Roderick.
Okay, so that +2 will work for this, right?
It should.
And that negates the -2 for the shaken. So
Oh, perfect.
So you're back to an
Right.
even keel.
Back to normal Roderick.
back to my regular save. And a natural 1. So
So you are still staggered.
for all the good it
Oh, Roderick.
did. Roderick's gonna cast Magic Missile.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run
Yes, I know.
desert you.
I'm glad you helped me because it really mattered. I'm gonna cast Magic Missile.
All right.
Ooh, that looks good. See at least 1 3.
Yeah, so that's 2 missiles come out, and that's 7 points of force damage.
Okay. Well, those missiles do come out, and they go right through the Mosswater Marauder, exploding on the wall behind him.
Unlike the Piper, this is a true haunt. Your regular attacks will dork.
True haunt.
Irregular taxel dork.
Your regular attacks, dork.
Well, Roderick's not shaking anymore, so there's at least that.
But he is still staggered.
He is still staggered.
Okay, Dwarfy, you are up next.
So Dwarfy is going to take a 5-foot step back.
To negate the cover bonus that was he was facing because he was right at the corner.
Right. And then he is going to draw and throw a holy water right at the Marauder. But he knows it's a haunt, so it's not going to hit. So what he's doing is trying to get the guy behind him.
So he's trying to throw it through the Marauder to hit the skull behind him.
Yeah. That's what he's trying to do.
That's awesome.
All right,
I like
Alright,
it.
so
I like
it's
it.
a ranged touch.
I'll allow it.
Is it range touch? I think it's just range.
It's just ranged.
It's range touch.
Range touch.
What do I have to hit?
Dexterity plus BAB.
BAB is 2, Dex is 1, and 8 won't do it.
Not if you're aiming for him directly.
No, he's aiming for one of the skulls.
Yeah,
Right.
not if you're aiming for a skull directly.
That does not hit the skull.
But he gets splash damage.
Does get the splash damage.
Does everybody get the splash damage? It's
Should
splash.
be within the 5 feet.
You
'Cause
technically
that's
have to
everyone.
roll for it.
Yeah.
You technically have to roll for what square that the holy water hits.
Oh, because I missed.
Mm-hmm.
Roll a d8.
The
1 is Marauder.
Maserati.
Your Maserati.
Mazda
Maserati.
Rowdy Piper.
Why don't you have a D8, Philip?
Because I didn't pull it up. It's a third skill D8. 5.
Only that skull that you hit will be
Take the
affected by
damage.
splash damage.
So skull number 2 takes 1 point of splash damage.
You got it.
And all of it went through.
That whole point. It was a pointy point. Okay. Back to the top of round is the screaming severed heads.
Gross. Still.
So
So Gary, the room right now, you've got the Marauder in the doorway, and then you've got 2 skulls on either side of him, and then you've got skull number 2 in the back. So those are skulls 1 and 3, and then you got skull number 2 in the back. So I'm assuming you want to hit us.
I mean, that's kind of the goal.
So I think skulls 1 and 3 and the Marauder could all hit Zenobia from where they are right now. 2 of the skulls would have to deal with cover to hit her. But skull number 2's in the back, like he wouldn't be able to hit anything at all. So you'll probably have to, I assume you're going to try to move out into the hallway. And what would he have to do, Richard? Roll acrobatics or something?
Yeah, he'd have to roll acrobatics to be able to move through Zenobia's space.
Right, but there's no acrobatic skill, so that would just be a raw dex.
So So the question is, what's their movement speed?
They can fly 40 feet.
Holy shit!
And I think he also gets a +2 to that roll based on being 2 sizes smaller.
Yeah, because they're tiny, right?
They are tiny.
So basically, I think what it sounds like to me is you could probably like pick who you want to attack, and we'll move the skull there for them. But they got to roll acrobatics.
Does that provoke an attack of opportunity?
That's what the acrobatics check is for,
Got it.
to avoid that. So I would say skull number 1 wants to move back toward Roderick.
And that'll put him between. That's skull
That's
number 3. And that'll put him between Roderick and Vivian.
Yeah, there you go. So let's do that acrobatics check for him.
And this actually could provoke for me too, right? Because I got a glaive.
That's a natural 18. So that would be a 20.
Does that beat your CMD, Zenobia?
Why didn't you ask me?
It does. Hers is 19.
All right.
So it successfully moves through Zenobia's square.
Pass.
Successfully moves through that
And my square.
Does that get modified by anything else?
Nothing else. It should be all calculated.
Yeah, all of those are in there.
All right. Since that one's
Do I get
there.
a dodge modifier for that?
Well, it should still be 20, but it still goes to you because you're the
But it should
roller.
be
Right.
20. I should get another 1.
Yeah, so you should write 20, but it still passes.
Does it roll?
Goes to the
it goes to the
roller.
roller if it's a tie.
All
So-
right.
so that
since
goes through.
That was enough to get through. That one is going to do a slam attack at Vivian.
What? That is so rude.
You're there,
How dare you? Roderick's there too.
but it's drawn to your shiny armor.
I know, it is glamorous.
Well, no worries there because that's a 10.
Yeah, that misses.
All right. And skull number 3 is going to move out into the hall by Dwarfy.
Still provokes from Vivian, right?
From
It has to roll the acrobatics.
And Zenobia.
That is a 18.
Fails for me.
I don't know
So
what's
that means
going on.
you hit it.
I have a question, actually.
Mm-hmm.
If it fails the check, it doesn't get to move.
Well,
Oh.
but she would have already taken her attack of opportunity on that first one.
No, she wouldn't because it beat her CMD.
beat her.
Got it.
she
So if it
wasn't
just
able to
slips
swing.
by, she doesn't do it.
Right. But she can take it on this one, I think.
Because
Okay.
the first one moved too quickly for her to
All
get an
right.
attack.
So this one won't move, and Zenobia gets to try to attack it.
Yes.
And she's not blind now.
Correct.
Not blind. Do I have time to quick draw?
No.
No, it's just an attack
This
of
isn't an
opportunity.
action.
So there's
Okay, so this is just a roll.
just a quick swing.
And you do have the Marauder's Hammer equipped.
19, 20.
All right.
If you say they're all studied.
You can only study one of them.
Yes. You can only study
the
study one.
So the 19?
All right. Before that, remember that roll. Remember everything. I need you to roll a will save.
And you get a bonus to it.
Why is she rolling a will save, Gary?
You said she had the Marauder's Hammer, right?
10.
10?
Uh-oh.
11.
You gave yourself a +2 to that?
Well,
No, 12.
All right. So take that attack and move it to your nearest ally.
Okay, that's Roderick. Oh, she could hit any of us. We're all near. Roll a d6.
So roll a d6.
Roderick's 1. Vivian's.
3.
That's
Vivian.
Vivian.
That's Vivian.
Oh, she turns around and she hits Vivian with the hammer. So did she roll to attack again?
It's that same attack.
Okay, so what was it?
Wait,
16?
19.
Who did you?
Yeah, nice try. No, it was 19.
Who did you attack? The skull with the hammer?
All right, so let's review what happened, because that was scary. So Zenobia tries to attack the skull,
Tries to attack the skull.
and she rolled a 16. Then Gary told her to roll a will save. She rolled a 12. Then Gary said you needed to attack your nearest ally. You rolled a d6, landed on me. So you hit me with a 16, which
So he hit you with a 19.
It was a 19.
19, which beats my armor class.
You keep trying to put that 16.
Which
That's
is
not the
hilarious.
answer.
Well, which is hilarious because it still hits my armor class, which is
Oh,
16.
well.
It's not like I bumped it down low enough. So
You're bad at cheating.
I'm bad at cheating.
Bad at cheating.
So Zenobia turns around and tries to hit,
Clocks her.
and clocks, doesn't try to, successfully hits Vivian with the hammer.
It could be worse. It's just a D4 plus 2.
Yeah, it's a d4 plus 2.
4.
There's 4 points of damage to Vivian with the hammer.
2 plus 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's 4 points of damage to Vivian with the hammer.
Zenobia!
Oh, sorry. This thing has got a mind of its own.
I think we found out what the hammer does.
I thought it wasn't magical.
Dun, da, da, da. It
That's-
has a special effect.
That's fun. Also horrifying.
But don't worry, it does have an effect on the Marauder as well. You just don't know what that effect is.
Yeah, you didn't try to hit the Marauder. You tried to hit the
Sorry
skull.
about that.
Sorry we didn't pass our religion checks.
All right. That was fun for me.
That was fun.
No fun
That
for
was-
me. I've been not enjoying this battle.
Yeah, she hasn't. Zenobia's been off her game. Maybe she's more affected by Thurskell's death than she thought.
Maybe. So, quick question. The skull that failed the acrobatics check, does that just end his turn completely, or can he still attack from where he is?
He should still be able to attack from where he is because that was a move action.
Okay. So he can still attack Zenobia
With the cover,
with the
yeah.
cover bonus. All right. So he's going to try that.
Good luck.
-1.
He's,
-1.
He's probably
Consecrate.
going to fail because I don't think he can hit unless he rolls a natural 20.
-1.
That would be a 3.
That did not look like a natural 20 when I was looking at your roll.
That's a miss.
Just so you guys
Gary.
know, Gary plays the dice straight up. He
Three.
doesn't. Just so y'all know, Gary plays the dice straight up. He doesn't even care that I look at him roll.
Nope.
Because he plays them however they roll.
Play him how I see him. All right, well, that one missed. So,
Sorry about that, Viv.
okay, that was 3. You still have Skull 2 to try to move.
Skull 2.
He's hanging out in the back.
He's going to hang out there.
Okay.
Obviously, they're very effectual.
All right. Zenobia, you are up next.
Is there any place I can move where I can get a flanking advantage?
Nope.
Well, I mean, yes, but you'll have to move through enemies and take attacks of opportunity.
I just really don't need to be doing that. So, I am going to quick draw another vial of holy water and pour it over the silly hammer and hope it calms it down.
Chill out there, buddy.
Chill out, hammer. And I'm going to take a swipe at the Marauder with his own weapon.
All right.
And you have a +1 from Bless, right?
Yeah, I did bless
And
you.
can I study?
No, because it was a swift action to draw it, a move action to apply it,
Mm-hmm.
and a standard action to attack with it. So you can't study.
Fair enough. But I'm sorry, what are my modifiers?
You have a +1 to Bless,
So it should be plus
on the
6.
attack roll.
Yeah, it should be plus
Yeah,
6.
I give you an additional +1.
and you have a -1.
-1,
Gary.
which is what made mine 4 that I rolled a minute ago with 3.
So
That's right.
I get to roll it and add 6 to it.
Yep,
Yes.
that's how math works.
That's how math works.
I think.
And Vivian's
I'm not sure.
telling me this. Yeah.
Her head wound made her good at math.
God, I'm just rolling shitty tonight. 10. No. Yeah.
10 on the die?
No, 4 on the die.
What the hell, Zenobia?
All right.
Wow. Well,
So
Not being as effective tonight as I have been before. So
that happened.
that happened. Yeah.
we're so
Not very exciting.
We're just shell-shocked. We're like, Zenobia's not hitting.
Uh-huh.
Zenobia, did you hit yourself with the hammer?
I must have. I don't remember.
She went Southern. She went Italian. She went Southern.
I don't like this. I'm so confused.
You're talking about bagels.
Get her mad again.
That'll reset me.
Zenobia, think about pizza with pineapple on it.
Oh,
Pizza.
now I'm angry.
All right. The Mosswater Marauder is up next. He'll take that 5-foot step into that open space there.
And for those who are wondering, he is incorporeal, so he can move through walls.
And now he's going to swoop down and swing that hammer at Dwarfy.
That does not provoke an attack of opportunity.
Not a
from
5-foot step,
anyone?
no.
That is an adjusted 20 against touch.
That is a hit.
Shut up, Gary.
So shut up.
So I roll for crap as these skulls, but I'm doing okay as the haunt.
Yeah, which one matters more, Gary?
Dwarfy takes 4 points of damage as the same thing that happened to Roderick happens to him. A spectral slice of his skull floats out of his head and moves over to that floating skull next to the Mosswater Marauder. Still not quite the right piece.
This is genuinely disturbing.
Yeah, it's so creepy. Like, the Splatterman was the big scare, but damn, this is scary.
And Dwarfy is staggered.
And Stagger's the -2?
No, staggered is you can only take a move or standard.
Ugh.
Or not both.
Jeez. Well, good thing he's right there, if he wants to attack. Bad for Roderick.
How long am I staggered?
You'll have to keep making saves to try to end the effect.
But you do get a +1 with your bless to resist it, and Roderick's got a plus something on top of that.
Mm-hmm. Wait, is this a fear effect? Because if it's not a fear effect, we don't get a bonus from the bless.
It does not say it's a fear effect.
Okay, so no +1 for the bless.
It's staggered from the pain.
That makes sense.
Zenobia was 100% correct about the head pain.
But you do get a +2, because you haven't had your turn yet, right?
Roderick is not.
You do get a +2 against effects directly caused by Hans.
Yes.
And Vivian, it is your turn.
Okay, so Vivian is... I have a question. I have a question. I have a skull right next to me. If I try to channel, will that provoke?
No, it's a supernatural ability. It does not provoke.
Right, I thought I almost knew that. Okay, so she is going to channel to harm undead, and that will get everything in its burst.
Yay, she can see everything.
Can I see everything?
Yes.
Oh, cool. You sure?
Yes, I am sure.
You're cheating.
Just fucking channel her.
All right.
Feeling a little tense there, Richard?
What have I done this whole time?
Sounds like some will saves from the severed heads.
And, oh yeah, Marauder doesn't take
Marauder
it.
doesn't have a save.
He's just gonna take it.
All right. So an 18 for number 1.
Save.
Are you counting in the penalty for consequence?
Yes. 16 for number 2.
What
Save.
about the penalty for bless?
And
There's no penalty for bless.
2 for number 3.
Fail. Okay, so I rolled 10 points of positive energy.
Nice.
So whoever failed in the haunt will take 10, and everyone else will take 5. The other 2. That was good. That was a good roll.
that was a very good roll. As all 3 of these skulls explode.
Nice.
Oh,
They were tiny, so...
Excellent work, Vivian.
And the Mosswater Marauder screams out in pain as he fades away.
Oh my god.
holy shit!
Vivian! Look what you did!
Oh!
Wait, he didn't die, though.
Vivian just TPK'd my bad guys.
Wow! Hero card?
Maybe.
Wait, hold on. Wait. That's it? We're done? We're out of initiative?
You're out of initiative.
You killed them with 10 points?
I was racking my brain planning the next 3 moves.
So was I.
Yeah. The haunt only had 13 hit points to begin with.
Wow. So what you're saying is we were supposed to go to this haunt first and then the Splatterman.
Uh-huh.
So I bet you in the room there's like 10,000 things that will protect you from like death
Splatterman?
touches.
This was the CR3 encounter.
That felt like a CR3 encounter.
What was the Splatterman encounter?
CR6.
Oh, like, jeez.
That's not counting the haunt,
Right.
Well,
which was also
It-
CR6, right?
CR6
Wow.
on top of a CR6.
Yeah.
well, Vivian's just standing there, just like mouth agape, hand over her mouth, just like, oh my. Did
I do that?
Did I do that? I was thinking thinking of Thurkles. I was like, did I do that?
Urkel.
No, Thurkle. Thurskow.
Oh, got it.
So Vivian mouth agape, puts her hand over her mouth. Did Did I do that? Thinking of Thurkles.
Thurkles.
Oh, what a woman.
I'm sure it was also probably all the emotion built up from losing Thurskell and everything too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, after the ass whooping that we got from the last two of these bosses, we get this guy and we just kill him.
And her channels weren't that good during that last one. Like, she kept
That's
rolling
true.
mid-range. This was the first really good roll I had.
Yeah, well, your max is 12 and you rolled 10.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was a great roll.
Oh, man.
That was a good roll.
Ooh.
Excelente.
I mean, hit point wise, these guys were not that strong. It was just he was a haunt, so only positive energy was damaged.
So that hammer did nothing.
I never contacted her with it. I never hit with it.
It didn't do damage to him, but when you started brandishing the weapon, he took a -2 to everything.
Oh.
It-
So I didn't do
it
any
made-
harm by pulling that.
He saw the
You
weapon.
didn't harm Vivian.
He saw the weapon that he used to kill his wife, and he became shaken.
And you know, honestly, like, of course, in the lead up of all of this Ladderman was terrifying, but that was so. And the Mosswater Marauder was always sad, but seeing the spectral skull with him was just so awful.
Well, I'm sure if you listen, you think about, like, we're so shell-shocked from the Lopper and the Splatterman, we're just, like, imagining the worst after everything that happens.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh no, you killed him.
But, you know, even so, this is still so sad. Like, to me, this is more horrifying than just this man wasn't evil. He cracked. He's evil now, but, you know.
Well, he went insane after.
Yeah.
He let his anger get to him. He ended up killing his wife in a crime of passion.
Yeah, crime of
I was
passion,
gonna say,
exactly.
we have a special
And-
legal category for that.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And then he felt so remorseful for it, he tried to basically make her whole again
It's so sad.
and started killing everybody else so he could find the right piece, because he was always missing one piece of her skull.
It is funny to imagine the skull just nagging him, though. Like, that doesn't fit. That one's
No.
too sharp.
Not that one.
You'd have some experience with this, wouldn't you? Know?
Nagging. You better watch out, Richard.
I like how she
You gonna
held
nag
him.
me tonight?
Do you remember that episode on the original Star Trek where it's Harry Mudd and all? It's Mudd's women, and no, the other episode where he has all these robots
I don't remember
that are replicas, and the bumper at the end is Kirk reprograms, but so all of the robots are his wife.
That's a mistake you don't make twice.
Mudd, you. I see it like this: that the skull is.
What were you going to say, Philip?
I was saying I liked how you had your wine glass. You're talking about nagging. You look like a real housewife. Still off.
Oh, is that what you think, buddy? Huh? Is that what you think,
What you
Buster?
think, buddy? Yeah, Richard, if you ever decide to murder me with a hammer, I'm totally going to haunt you and make you clean up that mess and replace all the parts of my skull.
And leave your socks all over the floor.
Oh, yeah, that's how I'm going to haunt. It's just leave socks everywhere.
Why? Are there socks everywhere?
So
They're
in
so
other
cold.
words, your post life is the same as your current life.
Exactly.
Nothing changes.
Exactly. Except probably I could go back to, the only reason I leave socks around is because I can't leave bras around anymore because the cat will eat those.
Yeah, she
I was going
said,
to say it was trail of bras at my house.
but we have cats that eat bras, so she stopped doing that.
Yeah, that's an expensive habit to keep up. So I reverted to socks. You know, my mom and I were out of town this week, and I still ended up leaving socks all over the house we were at.
It's amazing.
It's a talent.
So that haunt was far less difficult than we were afraid it was going to be.
Oh no, I was
yeah,
prepared for
right.
Zenobia to die.
I was working on it.
Yeah.
Blinded myself.
Hit herself. She probably would have hit herself with a hammer next.
Stop hitting yourself.
it was possible. If he had made it around to stagger all of you, where,
That would have been ugly.
I mean, you still would have been able to attack him, but
It would be one turn to draw the holy water and then a separate turn to actually throw it.
exactly.
Kudos to you, Mommy. Like, you were definitely right about him causing headaches. Oh, that was so scary. Like, Splatterman, obviously, overall, in Vivian's head, horrifying, but Noelle personally is horrified by this one. Ugh. Ugh.
So we have defeated all 5 of the prisoners. We're not done yet, though.
No, we have to go find the stick.
The warden.
The magic stick.
Whatever item from the warden symbolizes his authority.
Yeah, and we
The
think it's
spirit
the...
stick.
Don't drop it.
Yep.
Or you'll go to Hades.
What's it actually called? The warden's...
Nightstick?
Truncheon. Thank you. I was like,
That's just an assumption, though. We don't know what it's going to be.
I bet it's that. Let's look in this room first.
Yeah, I was going to say, since we're looking for something, let's start by looking in these 2 rooms.
I mean, we found magic. That's what drew us to the room.
Yeah, let's go find that magic again for realsies.
Well, oddly enough, you don't really see any magic in this room.
Gary.
But give me a perception check. Dwarfy gets a bonus for unusual stonework.
Guess what I rolled?
That doesn't matter.
Did you get a 20 or a 1?
The latter.
Okay, I'm back to rolling decently.
Well, I mean, I've
23.
got. I rolled a natural 5, plus the 2 for stone cutting is 7.
Mm-hmm.
I also
Plus my perception bonus is 1, so 8. And I found it.
No.
You rolled a 23, Mom?
I rolled
23.
20.
I also rolled a 23.
23. So the ladies notice the secret stone door at the back of this
Wow.
Huh.
this
Oh,
Hey,
chamber.
look at that.
Yeah, I see
Looks
that.
like a secret stone door. Back
Yeah.
corner.
Yes, I agree.
Now
Shall
that
we go push on it?
I would say let us check the other room first before we go that way.
But why?
Why?
Just to see what's in the other room.
I want to finish looking at this room
But-
so I don't ever have to look at it anymore.
There's secrets behind that door.
Does seem very odd to leave a secret door
Unopened.
Dwarfy
unsecreted.
walks to the door.
For 5 seconds while we check the other room.
Dwarfy opens the door.
I mean, you can feel free to split up, and some of you check this one, some
No.
of you go the other
No.
other door.
Yeah, let's do that. Roderick goes on his own.
Vivian,
It's literally 10-foot difference. Roderick is going to check the other room.
Vivian,
All right.
you want to come with me?
Yes.
Let's open this door.
So,
Okay.
as those of you that stay in this room and check out this door, it is locked.
Can you cast open or close?
Not yet.
No, that doesn't open locked doors, Dwarfy.
Oh, I wouldn't. I don't know what he was bragging about then. He always wants to cast. I'm gonna cast open and close on the door.
You were really excited to play Dwarfy, aren't you?
No.
Okay,
This is his unexcited
let's
voice.
start hammering at it.
Well, hold on.
Well, I was just going to say it is locked, and I mean, you did find something before that might
Yeah,
help
I was
with
gonna
this.
say, who's got the keys?
Keys.
Roderick has them.
Duh.
Oh damn it! He's in the other room.
Roderick?
I will go ahead and tell you, Roderick, when you go into the other room, it's a similar layout to the other guards' chambers that you saw previously. A little bit smaller than the officer's room. This one does have the winch to open the portcullis, and it looks fully functional.
Noted.
And that's all you see in that room.
Well, the portcullis winch is in the other room, so we know that. Now to this secret door.
Did you come over to our room? Is that what you were saying as you came over?
Yes.
Or were you just talking to yourself next to the portcullis room?
He was talking to... No, he said that as he was walking to the other room. Just for the audience who don't know, it's a 10-foot hallway, so he wasn't in any way far away from the party.
I mean, I could have,
The door closes.
I've killed characters for wandering into secret alcoves on their
It's true.
own.
It's true. I was there.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And separate. I gave him every opportunity to survive too.
Hi, Alex.
Okay, so
Try the ring of keys on the
yeah,
door.
ring of keys.
All right, ring of keys works, and you open the secret door. You open the door and find a little secret alcove, just a small little cove in here, and you see armor stands with racks of armor on them. No special armor of note on the racks, and you do see a chest, a wooden chest.
Perception on the chest. That's much better. 24.
Natural one.
It's a wooden chest.
I
Hey,
saw
man.
his face as soon as you rolled that dice. I saw his face, and it was just like, I don't know why he's rolling that dice. It's just a wooden chest.
I mean, we did just see a horrifying
no,
haunt.
it's a fair point. But I'm just saying,
Let's just say there's another adventure path we played where a certain character opened a chest without checking it and ended
and
up
got
with tetanus.
oh, it's that same one. Hi,
And I
Alex.
remember on
No, that was me.
No, I know it was you.
So no tetanus traps on this chest.
No tetanus traps.
Strips.
All right, we open it.
All right, so you open the chest and you find quite a bit of things.
Love things.
Let's see, there are 6 suits of masterwork chainmail,
Ooh.
6 suits of masterwork studded leather,
Uh-huh.
4 masterwork long swords,
Wow.
4 masterwork heavy maces, 2 masterwork heavy crossbows, 120 crossbow bolts, a case of 10 plus 1 crossbow bolts. There's
Oh, that's cool.
a wand, there are 4 potion vials, and a rope.
A magic rope?
It is emanating magic if you're detecting magic.
Okay, cool. 10 plus 1 crossbow bolts.
Yes, 10 plus 1 crossbow bolts.
So 11 crossbow bolts.
Shut up, Philip.
Yay, math.
So I'm taking those. Just getting that out of the way.
Roderick, it's a 19, taking 10 on spellcraft.
All right, so with that, you know that the wand is a wand of hold person
Oh, of course.
with 11 charges. The potions there are 4 potions of cure moderate wounds.
Yes.
I could have used that.
Yeah, you could have.
And the rope is a rope of climbing.
We could have used that. So these are all things we can carry for the next book?
Yeah, you can take those with you, yeah.
We're going to take all the armor and stuff to sell it, right?
Oh, yeah.
It makes
Eventually.
perfect sense that they'd have a wand of holding, which is interesting because it also implies that at least some of the guards could cast that. The rope of climbing, it's very specific in case of emergencies and the elevator falls down and you need to climb up.
Yeah.
Like, it's so specific.
It is. It's
like-
exactly why it is there.
It's their fire hazard room, their fire drill room.
Mm-hmm.
I like how the fire never even touched the room.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is intact.
Well, it's appropriate, but no one was able to get to it, I guess, because the Mosswater Marauder
Was guarding
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Well, we're on the correct side of the prison. The fire was on the other side.
Yeah. And a little backstory into the Mosswater Marauder in this instance. When all the fighting and everything broke out, he didn't care about, fighting to make his way out. All he was wanting was to complete the skull. So he overtook a couple of guards and a couple of prisoners and took them into the room with him, and he spent the whole time the fire was going and the riot was going trying to put the skulls together. And he died of smoke inhalation in that room.
That is so heartbreaking.
That is. How come he doesn't get a fancy story like everybody else did?
Now that is
Because I didn't have time to write
dedication.
it.
That's one naggy wife.
That's the takeaway from his story. She will never stop.
Yeah, don't murder your wife because she will nag you for eternity. Very sad. So we're going to take all this stuff.
Yep.
Obviously.
On our persons right now.
Yep.
Just lugging all this stuff behind you.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Roger's going to walk into the next room with 6 masterwork studded leather armor.
Well, I definitely grabbed the crossbow bolts.
What was it I was looking for?
Oh, wait, did we-
I need a mithril undershirt.
Yeah, we're not
I
going to
am
find that
ready
here.
for battle, guys.
You're going to wear all of them like when you wear t-shirts over each other?
Oh, I remember doing that.
You look like the brother from Christmas Story. And
Yeah.
The giant floofy.
Yes,
No, no,
Ralphie.
Put my arms
You look
down.
like Joey from Friends when he
Oh, when he's wearing all
of Russ's
Chandler's-
clothes. Or Chandler's
It's all
clothes.
Chandler's clothes.
So what do we do now? We got a whole wing to still look
Yeah,
through.
but we haven't found the authority thing.
Right, so
Correct.
we know we don't have to look in that other room.
Oh, so Vivian's going to channel again to get everyone up a little bit to repair her hammer wound to the head.
Sorry about that,
She's
Vic.
got like
Like a
Looney
goose egg?
Tunes. Yeah, like a Looney Tunes bump on her head. 5 points of healing for everyone.
That should be enough for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he didn't do a lot of damage. He just staggered you, and it really hurt.
So scary. So we're all healed up. We ready to go? Reset our formation down the hallway?
Moving on, like I mentioned before, that portcullis is closed.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but we can open it now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we activate the
the
portcullis mechanism.
Not that it really matters. It's a full round to open it.
We're all in the same room when that happens, Gary. All right, we open it all in the same room, and then we all go out the hallway at the same time.
And it closes.
I've played this video game.
Go get a giant block.
Exactly.
Right.
Where's the mirror puzzle?
Cast the sun spell.
Right. So you make it out into the hallway. Portcullis is open, and you make your way into the Reaper's Hold.
We stack cots behind us to make sure the portcullis is closed.
Okay. Use those blocks.
Mm-hmm.
So you make your way into the Reaper's Hold, which looks like it's a much larger, complete cell block. So doesn't look like there was as many of the worst down here. There's still maximum security in this area, but not as bad of crimes in this area.
This is the murderers, but not the brutal murderers.
It's probably more like murder 2 and manslaughter and things like that.
Rapists?
Maybe. Probably some of those here.
The last time we were in a cell block this big was on the second story.
Yeah, with the other two haunts.
Yeah, with the
Ghosts.
Piper and the Father Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a pretty sizable cell block.
It is.
Guess we should start working our way around. We'll go
perception.
clockwise.
Going clockwise, you can work your way around it. You don't see much in these cells. It seems like most of the inmates that were in here had made their way to the other side.
I was going to ask that.
This side looks pretty empty. And then you make your way down to the southern end of the cell block, and you see a door. That
The
is
first one we've seen.
This one is closed, but is unlocked.
Perception.
on the door. That's never been uttered in Pathfinder history.
Right.
Natural 20.
Ooh.
It's a wooden door.
Do I hear anything?
No.
I am very confident I do not hear anything beyond this door.
Well, you open it this time. That didn't go so well for me last.
Very well.
He loves it. He gets to use open close.
Yes, please stand back.
In case it flies forward because it's a kitchen door.
Roger creates an empty 5-foot square, directing the people around him, and casts open close to open the unlocked door.
All right.
He puts safety cones down so that no one can step in that area and draws chalk and puts warning labels.
And it still somehow manages to hit Dwarfy in the face.
How do you even manage that?
I was just minding my own business.
So where did that accent
I don't know. I don't know what that voice is. I'm still trying to find it.
You'll find it by the time we're done with book 1.
Yes. By the time Dwarfy goes off and has his little sunset moment.
All right, so the door opens, hits Dorothy in the face for 5 points non-lethal damage.
Right. His nose is bleeding yet again. And as you look into the room and make your way into the room, you notice numerous, like, grisly and blood-stained tools of torture
Oh, no.
decorating this room. There's cages, there's hanging chains along the walls, there's a stretching rack, there's a large wooden tank.
Is
There's
this a sex dungeon?
There's a fire pit in the
I think
middle
it's a
of
dungeon.
There's a fire pit in the middle of the room. To the east, there's a very grim and stern-looking Iron Maiden.
We tortured some people.
There's a broken and twisted skeleton of a human dressed in a tattered guard's uniform lying on the stretching rack in the middle of the room. The body is surrounded by several discarded knives, branding irons, and pliers, and a large blood-stained wicker basket sitting at the head of the rack.
Oh, my word. I never expected to see anything like this.
Boy, it's going to take a lot of holy water to holy this place up.
This is
So-
awful.
I go over to the Iron Maiden, poke it open, or unhinge it, open it up, trying to stand as far away as possible as I actually let it.
Yeah, for the
All right.
listener, she's making motions of doing this with her weapon. She's not touching
Yes.
Not touching it with her hand. But, Zenobia, at this point, I need you to make a will save.
Of course you do. 22.
22. You feel like it's pulling some memory from you, but you're able to shake it off.
Felt like it was pulling a memory from me.
Were you able
But I was able to shake it off.
it. Perhaps you should stand away.
I
And
think I'm going to. I'm stepping back.
as you step back from it, you start to hear this skittering sound in the room. Like a
Like rats.
little clicking sound across the floor. And as you look around the room, you see hands making their way out of the basket and climbing over the side. Skittering manner. And we will roll for initiative next week.
I know what these are.
This is awful.
Disembodied hands? Is that what they are?
Thing.
Do-do-do.
Thank you, thing.